What can you do now compared to Google Assistant previously?
I'm designed to handle more complex, multi-step tasks and engage in deeper, more natural conversations than ever before. I can help you plan your week by managing your calendar, brainstorm creative ideas like dinner recipes, or explain complex topics, all while providing the hands-free help you're used to.
Do not upgrade your old Google Home speaker just because Google said the word Gemini and put it in the box. Because here is the awkward little twist. The original Google Home is also getting most Gemini for home speakers. So this is not one of those simple old bad, new good stories. The real question is whether this speaker actually makes life better or whether Google gave the same idea a more polished look. And honestly, that's way more interesting. Let's get into it. Smart speakers live or die on tiny moments. Did it hear me first time? Did it answer quickly? Did it understand what she meant? Did it actually turn off the right light? Or did it do that classic smart home move where it used to work on a phrase yesterday, but then today it says, I can't currently do that, but I'm learning all the time. Yeah, I think we've all been there, right? So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how this new Google Home speaker differs from the original one in the ways that actually matter to you when you live with it every single day. Let's start with the design, because the original Google Home speaker from 2016 looked like a scented candle holder, right? I mean, I guess that's why it blended in so easily into our world at home. Now, I'll say that with love. It had charm, it was weird, it had that early Google personality where every product looked like it was designed by someone who owned way too many coloring pencils. This one though, is much more grown up. The new Google Home speaker is 86.6 millimeters tall, 107 millimeters across, and 396 grams, with the light tucked underneath the base instead of drawing attention to it from across the room. So right away, it feels less like a gadget from the look, my speaker talks era, and more like something designed to quietly fit into the real room. And that matters more than people think. These things live on kitchen counters, shelves, bedside tables. You see them every day. I think for me, the new one is easier on the eyes, easier to place, and much less likely to make your home look like a 2017 tech demo. You also get that light ring glowing underneath the speaker when it's listening, thinking, or responding. Plus, a proper two-stage mic mute switch. And that's the kind of simple design stuff I like. No nonsense, no treasure hunting through an app, just obvious feedback, and a physical off switch when you want privacy. This is the bit I really want to hammer home. The headline is not that the new one has Gemini, because the old Google Home speaker gets most Gemini for home features too. The real difference is that this new speaker is the one Google says is actually built for Gemini, probably from the ground up, right? The official specs list a quad-core A55 processor, an MPU, 1 gigs of LPDDR4 memory, it's lucky we're getting any in this climate, and 4 gigabytes of storage. Google's own messaging says that custom processing is there for faster, more fluid interactions. Now in plain English, what does that mean for your everyday life? Basically means less waiting around like a lemon asking a question. It also means fewer awkward pauses when you stare at the speaker wondering whether it's heard you, ignored you, or just taking, one of those personal days. And it means conversations feel smoother, less robotic, less like you have to phrase every little request like you're emailing customer support. I think we've been there, right, with Google Home previously. This is one of those upgrades that sounds small on paper, but in real life is actually brilliant. With the old Google Home, if you had music playing really loudly and wanted to ask it something, it used to turn into like a full-on domestic argument with your own speaker. You would say, hey, smart speaker, nothing would happen. And then you'd say it louder, and then louder again. And eventually you just give up, manually lower the volume, and then ask the question, like you were dealing with like a sulky teenager. This new one feels much better at that. When I have music playing properly loud, like 80 to 100%, I can just say, okay, smart speaker, in a normal voice from across the room, and it actually hears me. I don't have to fight the speaker to use the speaker. And that is pretty awesome because it may sound like a small improvement, but in everyday life, It's huge and it works really, really well because I've tested it from across the room. And that means you can do little things on the fly that used to feel annoying. Skip this song, turn it down a bit. What's the weather tomorrow? Add milk to my shopping list. It just feels much more effortless. And that gives you a bunch of natural cutaway opportunities. Speaking of cutaway opportunities, Google has 3 far-field microphones on the new model, and this is exactly the kind of daily use improvements those specs should lead to, and it does. It's not flashy, it's not sexy, but it's the kind of stuff that makes a smart speaker feel smart immediately. This is where the buying advice really changes. Google says older speaker and display devices, including the original Google Home, support most Gemini for home features, but not Gemini Live. And that actually matters way more than it sounds, because Gemini Live is the bit that makes this feel less like firing commands at a plastic speaker and more like actual natural talking. So instead of saying your perfect sentence and waiting for a response, you can be a bit messier. You can say something like, "Okay, smart speaker, help me plan a quick dinner for tonight. Actually, make it vegetarian and nothing too expensive." And it keeps up with you. That is the difference. The old speaker can still do a lot, but this new one definitely feels more conversational, more fluid, and more forgiving when your brain is moving faster than your mouth. And over time, that usually matters. One device feels patched up, the other one feels native. So the real upgrade is not that this speaker has Gemini. It is that this is the one built to do the full Gemini thing properly, including Gemini Live. And that is probably the difference people will feel most if they actually like speaking naturally instead of treating the speaker like a voice controlled light switch. And I've used it quite numerous times and it's so much more useful and louder than using your phone. The original Google Home came from a simpler time. 2016, I remember that time. Back then, asking a speaker to turn on one smart bulb felt like magic. Now, people have bulbs, plugs, locks, cameras, thermostats, sensors, routines, and half the time, they can't even remember the brand which made the thing, right? This new speaker is built much better for the world. It supports Matter, works as a Matter hub with Google Home, supports Thread, and adds new connectivity like Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.4. So in plain English, what does it mean for us, right? Matter is basically the common language that helps smart home devices from different brands work together more easily. Thread is the low-power wireless network in the background that helps those devices stay connected properly without being flaky. So in real life, what that should mean is less messing around, less brand drama, and less of that classic smart home nonsense where one bulb works, one plug disappears, and one sensor acts like it's never met your house before, like you've never installed it. But in real life, this matters a lot because it basically means that your devices are going to talk to each other more seamlessly and from a wider range in your house or apartment. But it also means that you're going to have to buy less of those little hubs that you're forced to buy every time you buy a smart device. This stuff's going to help a lot if your smart device does have Matter. This new speaker is built much better for that world. And this is where Gemini actually makes sense in a real house. You're in the kitchen, your hands are messy, music is playing, and instead of barking 3 separate commands, you can just talk normally and say, "Okay, smart speaker, dim the kitchen lights a bit." I'm not sure why, because you're cooking. "Set a pasta timer for 10 minutes. And remind me what I needed from Tesco tomorrow." Tesco's a supermarket in the UK, just in case you didn't know. That kind of back and forth is where the smarter voice stuff stops feeling like a gimmick and starts feeling useful. That is very natural and sounds like normal use. With Google Assistant before it became Gemini, geez, that thing was getting dumber by the day. Now let's talk about sound. And no, I don't think most people buying this care whether it can recreate like a home cinema in their kitchen. I think what most people want is simple. When I ask for music while cooking, does it sound nice? When I put in a podcast in my bedroom, is it clear? If I stick it in a corner of a room, does it still sound decent without me having to do the whole speaker feng shui thing? The new Google Home speaker has omnidirectional sound with a 58mm full range driver. Google was clearly pitching this as a much more proper everyday speaker, not just a voice assistant that happens to make noise. And honestly, to my ears, it does absolutely sound better than the old one. It sounds clearer. more refined, it has more bass, and it fills the room better. The old Google Home speaker is actually still okay, but side by side, it definitely sounds much more muddier. I think that's the best way I can describe it for you guys. The old speaker feels like it's trying to push sound out into the room. The new one feels a lot more confident. Music sounds cleaner, voices come through better, and the whole thing just feels a bit richer. One thing I really liked is this new speaker feels designed to be part of a bigger setup, not just a lonely puck sitting on the counter. Google says you can stereo pair 2 of them, group them with other Home and Nest speakers, and even pair 2 with the Google TV streamer to create a more immersive sound setup. And I think that's genuinely useful, right? Because now it starts to feel less like the smart speaker in the kitchen and more like part of your home audio setup. I'm also glad Google didn't mess up the obvious stuff. You still get 3 far-field microphones, clear visual light feedback, and that 2-stage hardware mic mute switch. And honestly, good, because the smartest thing any company can do with a device that's always listening is give people a very dumb, very physical switch that says microphone off. So, should you actually upgrade? Here's my honest answer. If your original Google Home speaker still works fine and you mostly use it for alarms, timers, weather, and an odd bit of music, you probably don't need to sprint out and buy this tomorrow. The old one is getting most Gemini for Home features, and that's generally good news. But if you want the version that should respond quicker, hear you better over loud music, feel smoother, more natural in conversation, give you Gemini Live, fit properly into a modern smart home, and sound clearer, bassier, and more room filling than the old one, then yes, this is the better buy. Basically, the old one is still useful, but this new one feels like it belongs to the next chapter. So my first impressions, this is the first Google speaker in a long time that feels like a proper step forward without needing some ridiculous gimmick. It just needs to hear you properly, respond quickly, sound good enough, and control your home without always getting confused. And I think that's what people actually want. And because Google has nailed a more smoother everyday experience, then yes, this is a proper upgrade. Not because this old one suddenly became bad, but because this one finally feels like the version Google should have made once smart home started taking off and more people started integrating it into their daily life. That, to me, is the real upgrade here. So no, I wouldn't tell everyone with an old Google Home to bin it immediately, but if you've been waiting for a version that actually feels modern and not just been incrementally updated, this is probably it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. If you liked the video, make sure you hit like, because it definitely helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe because I have plenty more videos coming, like the Vivo X Fold 6, hopefully, if it comes quickly enough. I'm Maz, and this is MazTechCentral, where I like to keep tech simple and accessible for everyone. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.